Temporary tactical error. "Hey, what's up, Kong?" Russell greeted Jeff, sliding into the booth next to him. "Whatever it is that makes you feel safe enough to call me names like that, you should hold on to it, Russell," Jeff replied, his voice a low rumble. Russell ignored the threat. He adjusted his silk tie and looked out the window. "I've got a question for you two. Do you think I'm pale?" "Yes," Audrey said instantly. "You're almost clear. I can see your organs working." "Very funny," Russell snapped. "I'm serious. There's a newsstand near the school where I buy the Times." "You read the Post," Audrey corrected. "Can I just tell the story? Anyway, there's a new teacher looking over recess, and as you know from my carefully curated social media presence, I have a thing for teachers. The authority, the chalk dust, the way they say quiet down, it's intoxicating." "You have a thing for all women, Russell," Jeff said. "Not all." "Okay, all. But today, we made eye contact." She gave me a little smile. I was ready to break the ice, but then some. Some jerk started insulting me out of nowhere. Threw off my entire game. "Who was it?" Audrey asked, intrigued by the idea of someone out insulting Russell. "The principal? A rival suitor?" "A punk," Russell whispered, his voice trembling with a mix of rage and humiliation. "A punk? What, like a teenager?" "No," Russell admitted, looking down at his espresso. "One of the children, a small human, smaller-ish, but quite mean. Called me Milkface. Said the pigment factory called, and my application was denied." Jeff let out a bark of laughter. "Pigment factory? That's good. Kid's got a future in comedy. Or organized crime." "Thank you, Jeff," Russell said sarcastically. "Your support is like a warm blanket made of cacti." Chapter 2. The Knot in the Trapezius. Later that afternoon, the mundane reality of domestic life settled into the Bingham household. Jeff was attempting to rearrange the furniture, a task he approached with the enthusiasm of a man being forced to march through a swamp. "I'm telling ya, the couch doesn't want to be on the rug," Jeff grunted, his face turning a vibrant shade of crimson. "It's a rug. It's for walking, not for supporting 300 pounds of Italian leather." "Just move it, Jeff," Audrey called from the kitchen. A sudden, sharp snap echoed in the room. Jeff froze. He didn't scream. He simply emitted a long, low hiss, like a tire losing air. He slumped onto the very couch he was trying to move, his hand clutching his neck. "Jeff, you okay?" Jennifer had just walked in, having used her spare key to drop off some mail. "Twinge," Jeff managed to choke out, "a seismic event in my upper vertebrae." Jennifer, ever the nurturer, dropped her bag. "Oh, Jeff, let me see. I studied massage therapy for a summer after college. I know what I'm doing." "I'm not a big people touching me guy," Jeff muttered, though he didn't move. "Come on, don't be a baby. Just relax." Jennifer's hands were surprisingly strong. She found the spot instantly, a hard, stubborn knot nestled right where the neck met the shoulder. As she worked, Jeff felt the world start to blur. The pain was receding, replaced by a warmth that was both terrifying and addictive. "Oh, that's actually helping. You're good at this, Jen." "I told you," she whispered, leaning in. "There's a knot in your trapezius that's putting pressure on a nerve. It's disappearing now. Feel that?" Jeff felt it. In fact, he felt a lot of things. A physiological domino effect was taking place within his body, one that had absolutely nothing to do with the couch or the rug. It was a primal, unbidden response. Suddenly, Jeff's eyes went wide. He stood up so fast he nearly knocked Jennifer over. "Okay! Rug looks great. Couch is fine. I gotta go. I have a thing to do somewhere else." He practically bolted toward the bedroom, slamming the door behind him. Jennifer stood in the living room, blinking in confusion. "You're welcome," she said to the closed door. Behind the door, Jeff was leaning against the wood, breathing hard. "Oh no," he whispered to the empty room. "Oh no, no, no. I've been betrayed by my own biology." Chapter 3. The Maybelline Girl. While Jeff was suffering a moral and physical crisis, Adam and Russell were embarking on a mission of vengeance. Or, more accurately, Adam was providing muscle for Russell's encounter with a primary school student. They stood outside the school fence, the sound of shrieking children and bouncing rubber balls filling the air. Russell looked nervous, adjusting his sunglasses every 5 seconds. "There she is," Russell whispered, pointing toward a stunning woman in a sundress holding a whistle. The teacher. Coach is clear. Let's go. I don't know about this, Russell, Adam said, looking down at his irregular sweatshirt, which had one sleeve significantly longer than the other. I feel like we're entering a lion's den, but with more juice boxes. If it isn't Snow White, a high-pitched, mocking voice rang out. Russell stiffened. A small boy, perhaps 8 years old, with the confident swagger of a miniature mob boss, approached the fence. Back for more, Milkface? Who's your friend? The Incredible Hulk's laundryman? Adam stepped forward, trying to look intimidating despite his lopsided sleeves. Hey, listen here, little guy. You shouldn't talk to adults like that. It's not nice. The boy looked Adam up and down. Wow. Check out the eyelashes on this one. You use mascara, pretty boy? You look like the Maybelline girl. I do not, Adam protested, his voice cracking slightly. It's a dime-sized dollop of gel, the recommended amount, and my eyelashes are naturally thick. Ba-boom! Pa-pow! The kid shouted, dancing away. Enjoy the pigment factory, losers! Russell turned to Adam, his face pale even for him. We are being destroyed by a person who still has a bedtime, Adam. My dignity is currently being used as a soccer ball. He called me pretty, Russell, Adam said, sounding genuinely hurt. Guys don't want to be pretty. We want to be rugged, maybe a little deformed. Not. Maybelline, Chapter 4. The Secret and the Guilt. The evening at the Bingham apartment was tense. Jeff was avoiding Audrey's gaze, treating her like a suspicious package that might explode at any moment. You're holding your neck again, Audrey said, observing him from the kitchen counter. Let me rub it. No, Jeff shouted, then immediately lowered his voice. No, I mean, it's fine. It's nothing. Just a twinge. It'll go away. Jeff, I know what you're up to, Audrey said, a knowing smirk playing on her lips. You're trying to get me to rub your neck, because every time I do, it leads to, well, you know, you're playing the long game. No, I'm really not, Jeff said, sweat starting to bead on his forehead. I feel dirty. I need a shower. A long, cold shower. Maybe I'll just live in the shower for a while. He retreated again, leaving Audrey standing alone, her brow furrowing. Something was wrong. Jeff was many things: lazy, stubborn, obsessed with the Knicks, but he was never one to turn down physical affection. The mystery deepened when there was a knock at the door. It was Jennifer. She looked guilty, shifting her weight from foot to foot. Hey, Jen, Audrey said. What's up? Audrey, we need to talk. It's about Jeff, and the couch, and, well, his trapezius. Audrey's eyes narrowed. I'm listening. As Jennifer explained the physiological response that had occurred during the massage, Audrey's expression shifted from confusion to disbelief, and finally, to a very cold, very sharp kind of anger. So, Audrey said, her voice dangerously calm, my husband had a standing ovation because you rubbed his neck? It was accidental, a reflex. I used to see it all the time in the clinic, Jennifer pleaded. I'm sure you did, Audrey said. But this wasn't a clinic, Jen. This was my living room. And that was my husband. Chapter 5. The Cost of an Erection. Jeff knew he was in trouble the moment he saw Audrey's face when he came out of the bedroom. It wasn't the face of a woman who was mad. It was the face of a woman who was calculating. I have an explanation, Jeff said, his hands raised in surrender. Oh, do you? Audrey asked. Is it going to involve a biology textbook and a heartfelt apology? I bought you these, Jeff said, pulling a small velvet box from his pocket. Inside were 2 diamond earrings, shimmering under the apartment lights. Audrey looked at the earrings, then back at Jeff. Whoa. Those are beautiful. What did I do to deserve these? Or more importantly, what did you do? Nothing. Just because I love you, and because I value our marriage more than a spontaneous neurological misfiring. Audrey took the box, a slow smile spreading across her face. You know, Jeff, this whole thing could have been avoided if you had just been honest. By hiding it, you made yourself look guilty. And now? Well, now you've set a very expensive precedent. Jeff sighed, his shoulders slumping. How expensive? Well, let's just say these earrings are only the down payment on the Audrey forgiveness plan. It's a very comprehensive package. Includes dinner at that place with the white tablecloths, a weekend getaway, and me never letting you forget this for the next 40 years. Jeff nodded solemnly. Fair. That's fair. He looked at her, a small glint of his usual humor returning. But for the record, that was easily the most expensive erection I've ever